There is a valley in Nagaland with no trees, just grass, rolling green hills. Locals call it heaven on earth. There is no road inside, no network, no electricity. And once a year, in June, a rare pink lily blooms here. This is Dzukou Valley, one of the India's most beautiful trekking destinations. In this video, you will get the exact route map, a full 3 to 5 days itinerary, and the real budget. So let's get into it. This is a map of Dzukou Valley and some major locations in Nagaland. The altitude of Dzukou Valley is 2450 meters. It's on the border of Nagaland and Manipur, and the nearest big town is Kohima, the capital city of Nagaland. The Dzukou Valley trek is not a Himalayan trek. It's completely different from any hill station you have seen. No shops, no hotel, and no crowds. Just grass, sky, and silence. And the star attraction is Dzukou Lily. Best time to visit Dzukou Valley is June and July for lily bloom, October, November for clear weather, and December if you want to combine it with Hornbill Festival. To reach Dzukou Valley, you have to first reach Dimapur, which is connected to multiple cities anywhere from India. And to reach Dimapur, you can take a flight from Delhi, Kolkata, or any other major cities around India. Also in Dimapur, there is a railway station. You can reach by train also. If you are planning for Dimapur and difficult to find train or flight, you can reach Guwahati and then road trip or train route to Dimapur. In my map, this is Dimapur. You have to first go towards Kohima, which is around 70 kilometers away. And this is the location of Dzukou Valley. To reach this Dzukou Valley, you have to start your trek from here or from here. There is two routes to reach Dzukou Valley. One starts from Zakhama and another one starts from Viswema. So in the day one, you may stay at Zakhama or Viswema. So in next day, you can start your trekking early morning. Also, in Zakhama or in Viswema, if you stay at homestay and explore the village area, this will be a very good experience in Nagaland. So I will suggest you, do not stay at Kohima in the day one. First from Dimapur, directly came to Kisama village. This is a heritage village where Hornbill Festival is celebrated every year. Then after exploring Kisama village, you can go towards your homestay in Zakhama or in Viswema. Numbers of homestays are more in Viswema village than Zakhama village. Keep in mind, when you will reach Nagaland, that is at Dimapur, you have to show your ILP or inner line permit. So I will request you to make the inner line permit for Nagaland in advance. This can be done in online. This Dzukou Valley trek is not a very difficult trek. It's a easy trek and it's about 9 to 10 kilometer trek. To reach Dzukou Valley, there is a two path which I have said earlier. One starts from Zakhama and another one starts from Viswema. In Google Map, you can see these locations. This is Zakhama and this is Viswema. Here is the location of Dzukou Valley. If I turn on the satellite view, you can see the geographical position of the Dzukou Valley. This is the route by which you can reach Dzukou Valley from Viswema side, and there is no clear route in Google Map to reach from Zakhama side. So you have to find your path yourself or you have to take a guide. This is a shorter distance from Dzukou Valley, you can see in this map, but this is very difficult to trek. But from Viswema side up to this point, you can reach by a car. So for the maximum hill area, you do not have to trek. So I will suggest first take the Viswema route to reach the Dzukou Valley. Also during return, you can take the same route, or if you want to explore more, you can take the Zakhama route. It's your own preference. For a beginner, I will always suggest take the Viswema route. In day 2, in early morning within 7 to 8 am, you have to start towards trekking start point by a car or by a jeep. There is two options. One is Bolero, another one is pickup van. The standard rate to reach here and return is 1500 rupees per car. And keep one thing in mind, there is no option to return to Viswema by any car if you do not booked it earlier. So I will suggest you book a car for drop and return in next day. And the condition of this route to trek start point is very bad. And after reaching this location, first you have to walk about 1 kilometer, and this is not very steep. You can walk it very easily. Then 500 meter through this dense forest, you have to climb to the upper portion of the trekking route. This section is most difficult point whole Dzukou Valley trekking route. This will take about 1 to 1.5 hours. And after reaching this location, you will first witness the beauty of Dzukou Valley. The green fields will open in front of you. And after this location, there is no mobile network available for any brand. All type of communication should be done from this location. This stretch is around 7 km and trekking time required is around 4 to 5 hours. And if you fit enough, you can complete in 3 hours also. This full area is covered with short bamboos and it will touch your skin during your trek. So I will suggest you to cover your hands with full shirts or full t-shirts. This will be very safe for you. Start your trek after completing your breakfast and pack a meal with you for the lunch on the first day of your trek. After completing this stretch, you will reach the Dzukou Valley base camp. There is 2 number of dormitories available there, and this is the chart of the rate to stay in these dorms. Very basic facilities available here, and you have to book everything separately. Also, you can rent a tent in 1000 rupees, or you can carry your tent, but you have to pay 500 rupees per tent for your tenting. But one thing to mention, there is 2 numbers of cottage available here, but you can't book it online. You can book this cottage in the spot. After reaching this Dzukou Valley base camp, you can go to Dzukou Valley helipad. This is only 200 meters away. From this helipad, you will witness the beauty of Dzukou Valley. This is like an aerial view of Dzukou Valley. If you do not want to trek more, the view from this helipad will be sufficient for you. But if you want to explore the main Dzukou Valley, you have to trek more. This is around 2 kilometers trek, and it will take for up and down 2 hours. If you exhausted in day 1, you can skip this 2 kilometer trek in day 1 and complete it in day 2 morning of your trekking. In day 3, you have to return to your homestay in Viswema or in Zakhama. So if you start your return journey from Dzukou base camp in around 10 am, you can reach Viswema or Zakhama within the lunch. So after completing your lunch in day 3 at your homestay, you may go towards Kohima or towards Dimapur. If you do not have enough time to explore more in Nagaland, you can go towards Dimapur for your home return. Or if you want to explore more in Nagaland, in day 3, you can stay at Kohima. Inside Kohima, there is no such major location to explore, but if you have time, you can explore Kohima War Cemetery. Outside Nagaland, there is a concept of Nagaland food, which we have seen in internet. If you want to explore the local food items of Nagaland, you can explore Mao Market. Now in day 4, you can explore Khonoma. This is a very beautiful and popular village inside Nagaland, and the peoples of Khonoma are known for head hunting. And after exploring Khonoma, you can go towards Juleki. This is a shopperless village. And the day 4, you can stay at Khonoma to explore the real culture of Nagaland. In the day 5, you can go towards Dimapur, and then by flight or train, you can go towards your home. These all are major locations inside Nagaland and around Dzukou Valley. Other than this, some people explore Jefu Peak. You have to trek for this Jefu Peak. This trek also starts from Viswema or Zakhama village. If you do not want to plan your trek by your own self, you can reach an agency who can arrange your full trek and your full journey by themselves. You do not have to bother about anything. Generally, all the packages for this are around 6000 rupees per head. Now I will give some idea about stay option. In Kohima, there is sufficient number of hotels present, but in Zakhama and Viswema, there is no such hotels. You have to stay in homestay. And in Khonoma, the same thing. There is no hotels. The homestay price in Zakhama and Viswema are less expensive, but in Khonoma, the price of homestays are expensive. From Dimapur to Dimapur, for a budget traveler, the cost will be around 6 to 8,000. For a mid-range traveler, it will be 10 to 14,000, and for a premium traveler, it may go beyond 25,000 per head. The complete map of all the locations with emergency points are marked in this map. You can download it by clicking the link in the description. Open it in Google Maps. Every pin is already saved for you, from major location to stay option to ATM and hospital. If you have loved this video, you will also love my Meghalaya full circuit video. Go check it out.